Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we are going to be talking about the overall crypto market. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys to please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course I always do greatly appreciate it. Now overall, I do want to give you guys a little bit of a warning ahead. So as we are watching Bitcoin and as we are watching a lot of altcoins, we are still seeing, overall diminished volume and value running through altcoins right now. Of course, yes, we are starting to see some breaking out. For an example, Dogecoin started to break out a little bit today. We've seen Cello breaking out a little bit overall as well. But it's nowhere near the 7-day spans that we have been seeing in terms of gains on a lot of altcoins. I have been watching a few, specific assets and waiting for them to actually kind of bottom out because I have been waiting for major pullbacks on a lot of these major assets. More so specifically, I have been watching Zilliqa. I have been, really kind of saying, watch for ZIL to retest, around like 12 cents. We came down and roughly tested around like 12 and a half cents just recently. So, I thought that was something pretty significant. I'm still waiting, for some lower prices if we do see them. I think that we could be seeing some lower prices throughout the entire alt market. And the reason why is because, we are more so kind of watching, I don't know what's going on with the coin market cap, but we are more so kind of watching, Bitcoin, and we're watching the altcoin market kind of have a lot of strength being pulled away from it into, of course, Bitcoin. Now, there's a few things I do want to address real quick, and that is, of course, the dollar. I want to move from the dollar to stocks, and then from stocks, we're going to go to Bitcoin, and then we're going to go and talk about a few other, charts that we've seen on Twitter that I do find very interesting. So first off, the dollar. So ultimately, this is playing perfectly within my range that I posted the other day. Now, of course, I'm waiting for this to really kind of, really, I would say, react on that weekly basis because this is a weekly chart overall. I uploaded this on Twitter the other day, but I said that we're kind of trading in this sideways momentum where we could have these slight wicks above, where we currently are, which is totally fine. We could even hit the 786 and it will be totally okay. But I think that we're in the similar structure where we will go on this massive downward trend, and this will test ultimately those 2018 lows from the previous bull run. Now, on the daily span, so I actually want to go to the daily and really kind of address this and talk more so about it. So let's actually kind of look at this and what's happening right now. So we are having that significant bounce off of the 702. We are, kind of trailing a little bit above that resistance point. I have been kind of waiting for a reversal, so I really do see at some point in time a reversal happening for the dollar. It could happen this week. It could happen next week. Today is Tuesday, so we have a few days ahead until we do see something impulsive happening on the dollar. Where is it going to be a rejection off of the 786? Are we going to test this demand zone up here? Like this is the area that we really kind of want to watch for up here. Like this is the area that gets a little bit treacherous, not only for crypto but also for stocks. I would say that this is the red zone. This is the danger zone for the dollar. So watch this area closely. If we do break up above that, I was hoping for a break below the 618, as you guys do see down here on that triple tap bottom. I'm waiting for this to actually break down. I do think that we get a little bit more steam in here, similar to what I did show you guys on that weekly, bars graph. Any wicks above here is not, too, unrealistic. I think that, when we have slight wicks, it's fine, but it looks like we're gaining a little bit momentum on the 702, which is a little bit concerning. Okay, so overall, that bounce off the bottom, top, and rejection is a little bit invalidated right now. I think realistically speaking, we are kind of trading within this idea of something where we have these nice bottom figures like this, and wicks above is totally fine. Like I've said, like we still have a long way ahead until we do see a major rejection or not. I do believe that this point down here will be tested from those 2018 lows. If that is the case, I think that this is going to be something to really watch for happening, over the span of the next couple days, weeks, and even months ahead. But this will definitely lead the race in terms of an alt season happening. Now, we really just want to watch this level up here, though. So keep a close eye on the 786 fib level at about a 100, almost exact. Now, with this in mind, I am also watching stocks because, as the dollar is rallying, stocks and crypto do get a little bit weak. Look at the Dow Jones, for an example. We are testing resistance or support, at around the 10-day EMA after hitting some resistance at about the 618. Now, I told you guys about that 618. That level is crucial for us to break out of, and we started to break out of it yesterday before ultimately getting a rejection at around that area. So I am watching this area closely for a major breakout event at about 35.2K. I will continue to watch this. I'm hoping that the structure does hold. Of course, the stocks are closed. I think that this is a perfect time to really kind of address them before tomorrow. So, with tomorrow becoming, another day where stocks do get an opening, Wednesdays are usually kind of just chill days within stocks. I will say this though, I am going to be watching these closely tomorrow because they will be a leading factor within this market. I'm going to try being up a little bit earlier and maybe record as they do start to open, maybe even live stream a little bit. It just depends on how my voice is doing because I know that lately my voice has been a little bit rough, so I will address that if we do live stream or not. But when we are talking about the Dow Jones, we are also watching about the NASDAQ as well. These are all bouncing off of some significant support. This one is actually bouncing off of the 50-day EMA. As you guys do see, again, I hope this structure does hold in order for us to test that 618. That 618 is crucial for us to break up above and go on a massive bull run tear. I think that stocks are actually going to lead the race with Bitcoin right now becoming the major strengthening point of the market. Now, again, also S&P 500 hitting resistance at that 618 as well. Again, like I said, pay attention to that 618. That is a crucial area for us to break out of. I've told you guys this on the macro structure as well. So going off of those March of 2020 dropping points. So here we have again some fib levels to really watch for and address. So again, excuse me. Here you guys have that 618 when we really kind of broke out of it. We went on a major rally. We didn't have a sharp pullback until around August of 2021. Again, that was where we seen crypto kind of start to, start a major rally as well. But during this entire time, we didn't really have two slight pullbacks at all. Now, we could address this a little bit more strategically on the NASDAQ and also even on the Dow Jones, where that 618 is definitely a crucial area for us to really kind of break out of. Again, during the March of 2020 drop, that's an area that we really want to watch for as well in terms of these fib levels because it kind of shows you that that rebuilt structure really kind of shows us how major of an area not only is the 618, but the 786 is where a lot of resistance lies. We actually just recently peaked at the 786 on, I think it was the Dow, right? Or it might have been the S&P 500. Yeah, the S&P 500 kind of broke out to almost the 786 area, but we rejected around the 702 in between both of them. But again, here's that 618 being broken up above, finding support on it, and continuing that trail. That's why, flipping the 618 into support is crucial for, stocks to really kind of continue that rally. And also, even in terms of the Dow Jones, we could also look at that real quick. And here we have it. So 1 second. So here we have it. So you see us breaking out of the 618 right around this range, finding support. As you guys do see, it's major support too. We have not broken down below the 618 back here. And this kind of just continued this rally. And right now, even our major support level recently was actually on the 786. We had a strong bounce on that. On the macro view, we look very good. We look very good on stocks. I'm not really concerned at all on them. Looks like we're just kind of testing support. And this will lead to a major breakout event. Eventually, we just need to watch that 618 area because it could lead to a major rally all the way into the fall time frame before we do get that major pullback. Now, again, I've told you guys, I'm watching on the Dow Jones this 40 to 45K level because this is the area where I do see, a major topping point for the Dow Jones. Same with the NASDAQ, right? Between 18,000, 18.5 to around 22K. That's the level that I'm watching for here. S&P 500, again, similar structure, 5,200 to about 5,900. Again, those are my topping points. Now, along this way, I'm watching Bitcoin because, like, as we are watching Bitcoin, do I think that the structure is going to continue on this nice upward trend? It's not validated yet. A validation on this would be a break above this resistance point, and actually a break above 48K is what's going to give us that clear cut and dry area of, hey, yeah, we're looking very good. It's about to break out. But we have not seen that structure being broken yet for a very long time. In fact, it's been going on about 2 weeks now. So we have to watch this closely and await to see if Bitcoin's going to have this breakout event or not. So far, we have been testing the support level at about 45.2K. If this structure is broken, we will be testing some significant lows. And what I'm watching for right now on Bitcoin, okay, is that 42 to 43K zone. That will still be our higher lows. Like right now, our higher low down here is about like 41.4K. 42 to like 43K is totally fine with me. Of course, yes, you do still see that 26K zone down there is still a possibility, but I don't think that we nuke down to that low. If we did, that's like bear market territory. I don't think that we're in a bear market. I'm still watching for a clear breakout point though, because it will send us on this sort of trajectory to the all-time high to be tested, and of course go to new all-time highs. But all while I'm watching this, I'm also watching altcoins. So as you guys are aware, I'm not in Bitcoin. I don't hold Bitcoin. But I will say this, in terms of altcoins right now, the altcoin market is just not strong, okay? And I know that kind of sucks to say, but like even in terms of like XRP, right? Because you guys know that I talk about XRP a lot on this channel. In terms of a lot of these altcoins, they're just kind of finding some sideways momentum, support on that 50-day EMA. I mean, if we hold that line, it's great, but if we do break down below that line, we will see a lot lower, lows being tested. And the lower low is below this point here at about like 77 cents, almost 78 cents. Same goes for XLM, right? Again, a very similar structure on these. So here's the Coinbase chart, sorry. At major resistance, still kind of testing that major resistance point at around roughly the 20-day EMA. Probably will test around the 10-day EMA support zone at about like 21.8. And a very similar structure, like a lot of these altcoins look very similar just because their, Bitcoin price charts are actually very brutal right now. Hbar, again, very similar structure. In fact, we have broken down. Okay, I was hoping for this to kind of coil up and break out. Nope. It looks like we are having that solid breakdown event. Okay, and on the daily, we're basically right on that 50-day EMA. If we don't have a significant bounce here, we are testing some major lows. So, we could either do two things here, okay? And I'll show you this because this is very similar to other altcoins too. So we either have this strong bounce off of the support zone to test resistance. All right, we'll test this resistance one last time before having a little bit of a higher low, maybe somewhere within the 10-day EMA at about like, roughly maybe like 23.8, right? So it's like at around this range here. All right, before having that significant breakout event above this to test this resistance point up here at this fib level. Again, it will be a quick test. We'll come down, probably range around this range here on, again, that 200-day EMA before ultimately breaking out above this to test new, somewhere within this like fib level, but new support. Now, that's one structure, okay? Or we could have this point where we get that triple tap bottom, similar structure to Bitcoin, right? Triple tap bottom, and then we have this nice break up above, this major, again, it's like a major almost breakout event where we detest that resistance, get a solid rejection off, test the bottom that we're at basically right now, and then we finally get that breakout event to the top fib level, followed by another little correction, support breaking or support testing before eventually breaking out of that resistance. This is two ways that this could play. Again, which one do you think looks more likely right now? I would say definitely the breakdown event. So I'm not taking any altcoin positions just yet. The only reason why is because of Bitcoin. All right, all of these altcoins in terms of their Bitcoin price charts look absolutely rough. Here's the Bitcoin price chart for Hbar. Looks like we're going to be testing, major lows if we don't have a significant bounce here, and it looks like we are ranging on some support. So, I'm hoping for that support zone to hold right now. On the weekly, you guys can kind of see that support zone, the demand zone, realistically speaking, major support going back to like July. So, if we do get a significant bounce here, it will be welcoming. A lot of these altcoins though look very similar. I mean, even like Q&T, right? Q&T, very similar structure. Here's the weekly, by the way, kind of coiling up a little bit. Again, we still need that structure to hold on the Bitcoin price chart, and even Q&T's Bitcoin price chart, sorry, Bitcoin pair, is very similar in terms of a bearish pattern. At resistance points, we need to have a strong breakout event on that 10-day EMA. We have not been having a strong breakout event on that for a very long time. So that right now is crucial. So we need to break out of that 3056 sat level. Now let's address a few charts real quick, because I know this is already at 16 minutes, but I do want to show you guys a few things. So here we have Bitcoin. Again, shout out to Tech Dev. Comparison of the last two Bitcoin reaccumulation zones. So here we have it. So very similar structure that we are in right now currently. This will bring us to those nice little highs to be tested. This is if accumulation does play out in terms of the Wyckoff events. We could be saying that we are at that spring event, sort of that testing higher lows. Ultimately, when we are talking about Bitcoin, we could be seeing a little bit of a dropping point. Like I said, we could test those 42 to 43K zones. We could have this spring action here. I know that technically this would be that spring action, but he's basically saying that we're in this SOS phase up here where we already had that reaccumulation zone happen. It's rough to say. Like, you could say that we are in this SOS pattern. Sorry, excuse me. Where we will have this, similar structure being tested where we do kind of have this nice high, followed by this, sort of reaccumulation again, followed by, more highs and sideways momentum. But, in my opinion, this doesn't. I would say that this looks almost like the LPS zone here. I would say that this more so looks like the LPS zone here before the SOS, where we will have that nice high, trade sideways, and then have that next major breakout event. Of course, it is all how you perceive it. In terms of reaccumulation, I definitely think that this was a reaccumulation zone. I think that the momentum shift that we've seen during like the January to sort of now time frame was mass reaccumulation, especially from whales. Which will lead to ultimately a major breakout event. We do see our Bitcoin has had 2 cycles, and we're currently in the second. This cycle is much larger, and its conservative slope gives it better stability for a much longer trend. And here you guys do have that, those current structures that we are basically in compared to the past, going back to 2013, 2014. This path could lead us on to 120 to 160K. I've always said that. I don't think that we go to 200K. That's just my overall opinion. But when we are talking about the Bitcoin macro structure, it looks very, very bullish. And the same goes for almost everything. I mean, like even stocks look very good on the macro view. But I'm definitely watching that dollar. The dollar is the concerning factor right now. I would say that this is probably one of the most concerning charts within this area. And last but not least, I do want to show you guys with this Bitcoin price chart. So we have this nice little triple tap on major support. We also had this nice little triple tap going back to like 2017 all the way through like 2018, 2019, and 2020 before going into that massive bull rally. Now, again, that nice topping point still brings us to roughly around like 100K plus. But we really need to test the all-time highs yet again to see if that breakout is confirmed. So, with that being said, to kind of sum it up, definitely watch the 786 level on the dollar at about 100 exact almost. Watch the 618 area on the Dow, the Nasdaq, and the S&P 500. I'm kind of giving you guys like a little bit of a homework assignment. I would say this: if you are in altcoin positions and you invested in them a while back, great. I would, hodl them because I do believe that alt season is near. In terms of, alts right now, getting into them, I would wait to see validation on a major, strengthening point because it still looks like they could have some downside. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.